Okay, fan ballers, smash ballers, and radical other fantasy maniacs. Welcome to another edition of the Smash Dell, otherwise known as Smash Mouth. For those of you that are wondering why Smash Dell, why is it the Smash Dell? Well, for one thing, it's kind of a play on a team name and and the NFL actually, because my team name in my fantasy dynasty league is called Smash Mouth. Okay, Smash Mouth. And the name of the NFL commissioner is Roger Goodell. Goodell. And I'm the commissioner, so I kind of sign off as Smash Dell. So that's where you get the Smash Dell. Many of you in the league probably figured that little play on words already out, but for those of you, yeah, a little inside info on the Smash Dell Fantasy Football Show. Now, what we're going to do is go into what's going on in Pittsburgh, because what's the deal in the drop passes? They lead the league in drop passes, but I'm telling you, that's not something that is normal in that crew, nor should it continue, because you owners of Smith-Schuster, Chase Claypool, and Deontay Johnson have a lot of stock in those players right now performing at this time of year. So this coming out of CBS, looks like with the first loss, the offense has taken the brunt of the criticism. They rushed just 21 yards, but Big Ben, it says, was the victim of several drop passes, as the Steelers now lead the league with 31 drops. Pittsburgh's play calls have also come under scrutiny under Roethlisberger, facing a 4th and 1 with the game on the line through a deep back shoulder pass to rookie running back Anthony McFarland. The pass fell incomplete, and several plays later, Washington scored what turned out to be the game-winning points. So, I'm not sure what the deal is on a deep back shoulder pass on 4th and 1, but Smith-Schuster says, quote, when asked if the offense should make any changes, quote, "We're 11 and 1. What we have in the kitchen that's cooking is really good," unquote. Okay, that's fine, Juju. But what you have cooking in the kitchen probably needs to be thrown out, as it is inedible, because the product you've been putting on the field is not worth consumption. So you're not cooking anything that tastes homemade. Okay? All right. So here it goes on to say it's been somewhat predictable, but also keep this in mind. Steelers offense was top 5 in the league in scoring the first 10 games of the season. Okay? Now, it sounds like defenses have started playing offenses differently past couple weeks. Now, the Steelers, or the Ravens, and more recently Washington, used mostly man coverage and moved the safeties up. So they cut down on those intermediate passes that Big Ben was liking to throw. So, but it's likely, those drop passes go another way and there's another outcome in that game. But nonetheless, they face Buffalo. So, and then Coach Mike Tomlin, of course, Mr. Tough Guy. Speaking of drops, Tomlin offered a solution if it continued. Quote, "They can catch the ball," Tomlin said, quote, "or they get replaced by someone who will catch it." Wow. So you're just going to replace Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson, and Chase Claypool with somebody else on the bench, huh? Yeah, pretty tough talk. But in other news, we've got the playoffs. Playoff week, folks. Playoffs. 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 Yeah, that's right. You heard me. Playoffs. So let's talk about it. Let's get right into it, folks. I mean, let's just cut the chatter. Enough of just the non-cessant chatter coming out of your mouth right now. Um, because what I want to do is get into the league page right now and take a look at these matchups because they're nothing to sneeze at. Now, just to clarify, um, the league does not use conferences. It's not 4 divisions set up with 2 divisions per conference. Like the website had the brackets going for somehow. It had the winner of the laces out. I don't know what it was doing, but it was doing something really weird, putting in brackets. So that's not the way that we're going to roll. The number 1 seed, which has a bye, will play the lowest remaining seed coming out, and that's between Chubb and number 6 Purple, or between 4 Bridesmaids and 4 Laces Out and 5 Bridesmaids of Honor. So that will be kind of how that plays out. So right now we have Smash on a bye, number 2 seed. Meat Curtain's got the bye. Let's go ahead and do some sharing for those that are lucky enough to be on the podcast. So my dog is trying to dig a hole in the kitchen carpet for some reason. Knock it off, Lily. Quit wagging your tail at me. All right, so we have number 1 Meat on bye, number 2 Meat Smash on bye. We got number 3 Half Chubb taking on number 6 Purple, who had Half Chubb had Cooper Kupp going because he lost Antonio Gibson to either a broken toe or looks like turf toe, so he's feared out for determinate future. And so Cooper Kupp salvaged his day, had a rotten day going. Happened to get a touchdown to score just under 15, which saved a Half Chubb, or he'd have been sucking air. Laces and Bridesmaids, nobody played on Thursday. Today is Friday. Fall Guy gets a bye in the Toilet Bowl. Skull gets a bye. And then we've got Ragnar taking on Crazy Horse in the bye, or in the Toilet Bowl. And then Just Win Baby against Boomer Nation with that to continue week 15 and week 16. Nothing to sneeze at either, guys, as far as that goes, because the Toilet Bowl winner is going to get $50. So try your hardest. And will not determine seeds. The draft seeds are indeed determined by the records at the end of the year. So that's how that will play out. And the 6th, 7 through 12 picks will be determined by the championship standings, seedings. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at this. We've got Half Chubb taking on Purple People. Half Chubb's good thing he didn't start Jared Goff, who looked like he started hot, came in with just under 17 on the bench. Tyler Higbee looked like he was going to come on strong. He only caught 2 for 34, so nothing hurt there. So he's got Lamar Jackson at Cleveland. He's got Nick Chubb coming in against Baltimore, which is a tough call. James Robinson, a tough pull versus Tennessee. Then he's got Roland and Tyler Boyd, Cooper Kupp, and Tyler Lockett. So got a decent chance at it since he had Dallas for Tyler Boyd. And, of course, Tyler Lockett goes into the Jets, so that hopefully will be a good game for him. Then he's got Mike Gesicki against Kansas City. And then Purple People rolling in with Derek Carr against Indy. Tough call there. Should be a good game for Derek Carr. James Conner against Buffalo. Could be a tough haul. Kenyon Drake goes into the Giants. Then you have Corey Davis, Tyreek Hill, and Terry McLaurin on the task. So Corey Davis has been performing well. You got Tyreek Hill. And then, of course, you got Terry McLaurin on there, who's always stout, and TJ Hawkinson. So this is going to be a push, easily a push. And then you got Laces Out here against Bridesmaids. Laces Out sports Patrick Mahomes Zeke Elliott against Cincinnati. A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, and Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, who knows what's going to happen with DJ Moore? He usually gets a long score. Schuster versus Buffalo is a wild card, but he does have a Metcalf and Brown, and then he's got Tunyon. Bridesmaids, of course, is sprouting out. Kirk Cousins, who's been playing well against Tampa Bay. Myles Gaskin is back, so he's sprouting him against Kansas City. Then he's got 4 wide receivers set of DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Curtis Samuel, and Michael Thomas. Very stout, very potent on any given day, but who knows? It's been very volatile of late. Hayden Hurst looks like a good start this week. He's not in love with that player, although it looks like he may be a good start actually this week. So that's that matchup. Then we go into Ragnar versus Ragnar's Revenge, who's 4-9 at Crazy Horse 6-7. Ragnar right now is the 12th seed. So he's got Baker Mayfield playing well, Damian Harris, who played Kareem Hunt, Ronald Jones. So who knows what's going to happen in their stable. You got T.Y. Hilton and Jarvis Landry. T.Y. blew up. Who knows what he's going to do this week. Then you have Jarvis Landry. Then, of course, you got Jonnu Smith. Now, who knows if Jonnu Smith is going to be healthy. So Ragnar's kind of limping into that game. Crazy Horse sprouts Tom Brady against Minnesota. Derrick Henry against Jacksonville. David Montgomery against Houston, who's been playing well. Mike Evans, CeeDee Lamb against Cincy. And Deebo Samuel against Washington and Travis Kelce. So looks like a clear favorite for Crazy on that one. Going into Just Win Baby, the 11th seed against Boomer Nation. Boomer Nation ends up with 5-8, put up a very respectable year. Just Win Baby comes in with Aaron Rodgers, Chris Carson, who should be back and healthy, Jamison Crowder, Tim Patrick, and Michael Pittman. Not a bad, it's not like running out Campbell's tomato soup here. He's running out some decent guys. Then he's got Eric Ebron going against Buffalo and Darren Waller. So he just put up 177 points, so watch out for him. Boomer Nation, 5-8, coming in with Kyler Murray, who's been a little down lately against the Giants. Mike Davis against Denver should be a good play. Aaron Jones goes into Detroit, good play. Robbie Anderson, Justin Jefferson, and Marvin Jones. So if Kenny Golladay continues to be out, Marvin Jones would be a great play there at Green Bay. And then you got Justin Jefferson, a good play. And then who knows what Robbie Anderson might do. So a little shy at the tight end with Jimmy Graham, but should be a good game all the way around. I think everybody's been competitive. It's been a year where there's been a lot of competition. Now that we've finished out the year, we can probably go through real quick here and go ahead and share the rankings for the rookies, just so we can go ahead and start here. It's good to kind of see what exactly happened. All right, here we go. I'll share it for those of you who want to check it out. Justin Herbert comes in at number 1, 308 points, averaging 28 points. Stellar, easily could be rookie of the year. James Robinson, not far behind at 250, averaging 20.8 points per game. Very stout rookie. And Antonio Gibson behind at 199. But then the next running back is Clyde Edwards-Helaire at 170. So, 70, 80 points behind. So James Robinson clearly took the reins on that with Antonio Gibson looking like he would have put up probably another 20 points. So he would have been at 220. So the clear number 2 back. Clear number 1 wide receiver was Justin Jefferson, with Chase Claypool a cool 50 points behind. Claypool number 2, CeeDee Lamb number 3, T. Higgins really tied with CeeDee at number 4, Brandon Ayuk at 5, Jerry Jeudy at 6. So for the backs, we've got James Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Jonathan Taylor, and DeAndre Swift. coming in at 137 at 15 per game. So all have bright futures, along with J.K. Dobbins, who I'm really high on there. He'll be a top should be a top 12 back next year if they use him and give him 20 touches a game. So that's kind of how it goes here. Some of the wild cards: Laviska Shenault averaging 10 a game. That's not bad. He missed several games, but he's electric and should produce next year. Darnell Mooney, a surprise, putting up 8.5. So a wide receiver 4 for a rookie for a Skol there. And then Gabriel Davis for Buffalo, coming in for the franchise of none other than Half Chubb here, coming in and putting up something to say, averaging 8.5 per game. So, and the number 1 rookie kicker is none other than Rodrigo Blankenship, who Bridesmaid is so proud of, and he's proud of a kicker. What does that tell you about the rest of his franchise? Another outlier there is Cam Akers, which we haven't mentioned. He averaged 8 points a game this season, but they finally decided to use him in week 12, and he put up almost 18. And in week 13, he put up almost 30, put up 26.5. So looks like Cam Akers might be the real deal there. It's hard to say on a small sample size, but definitely should be the real deal there in that camp as well for the LA Rams and the Crazy Horse camp. But not much else to talk about today that I'm aware of. I don't know that we have a lot of injuries to talk of here this week. It's just been one of those years where before you know it, the season will be over. So it's going to be tough to take as far as I'm concerned, because what I'm here to say is that I don't know what I'm going to do when this ends, quite honestly. What do you do when there's no football and there's no fantasy? I mean, we're going to have to find something to do, because big part of my life has been watching football nearly every day of the week this year to kill the downtime and the boredom, and watching my fantasy team basically on my phone. I mean, I know it sounds odd, but we're all there. Okay, we're all checking, and the fantasy season is soon over. But there is a guy we know who has a postseason, a playoff bracket where you pick one guy. You actually pick, I think, 3 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 defense, and a kicker, and a quarterback. 1 player can only be from each team. And so you basically submit your team, and then he keeps a spreadsheet of that. And each week he updates it during the playoffs. So that gives you another 4 weeks or 5 weeks, goes through the Super Bowl for you to keep track of your team. You can have as many teams as you want, and the buy-in is $5. And I will forward the information to the league. So if you folks want to buy in, there's usually about, 80 some teams at $5 a piece. So, say $500 or $600, you split it. It's, $300 prize. So it's kind of worth it. It's kind of fun watching. You just, it's the team, all the teams in the playoffs, and you can choose your players. Basically just have your own open draft and pick your players and submit a roster or rosters. So kind of fun. I didn't see any injuries of note here. Let's take a look here. Let's get the update. Not long ago came in that. Let's see. Sorry about that. Let's see. It looks like McCaffrey's going to probably be out. They claim that there's no way that he's going to be playing this year. And it's unfortunate because he got the injury working out. We've got Hopkins is dealing with a neck and a back. Looks like he's questionable, but I'm sure he'll play. See what else we got here. Alexander Madison is out. Doesn't really matter. Rudolph is doubtful with a foot. Let's see here. T. Higgins has got a hamstring. Boing! Sound effect there. And he's questionable. But it looks like he probably will play. What we got here? Kiki QT came up with a knee and is questionable, but I bet he plays because it doesn't look like QT did practice as a full participant Thursday and Friday. Cooks was limited all week. So it looks like QT will take the number 2 slot once again there in Houston town. Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh, here comes the dogs. Jamison Crowder actually is listed as doubtful. So I would not start him if you're, I believe it's Just Win Baby, because Jamison Crowder listed as doubtful. Coming in with a calf, so he will indeed not be playing. It looks more than likely. So problems in Just Win Baby town there. Let's just keep down the list here. Josh Jacobs is questionable after missing last game with an ankle injury. So I don't know if he's even practiced this week, so I'd keep an eye on him. But let's see. Oh, news nobody cares about. Packers wide receiver Equanimeous St. Brown with a knee and concussion is questionable. So I'll throw in that news nobody cares about. It looks to me like Kenny Golladay are out. He's got a hip. So once again, Marvin Jones. They've actually got Matthew Stafford listed as questionable with that right thumb, as well as DeAndre Swift. But can't imagine Swift is going to be injured that long with that illness. It's likely that Stafford's going to play again, but it doesn't matter. But he didn't participate, was never a full participant. So, of course, when Stafford goes off, he goes off week 13 against me when I'm playing Crazy Horse, and he beats the hell out of me. So, Antonio Gibson out. So that's not news there. Go down the list. Julio Jones, boing, hamstring. So he's questionable. Probably will play. I don't know how effective he's going to be. So it looks like that really is the injuries. So things have kind of tamed down a little bit. I'm not sure about Daniel Jones, but if you're starting him, purple, which you're not, you're starting Derek Carr, then you should be okay. So I guess that's the rundown today for today's podcast. So we'll go ahead and cut her loose. And thanks for listening, guys. And we'll probably cut this one short. So thanks for listening to the Smash Dell Fantasy Football Extravaganza Extravaluza podcast. Thanks for listening, folks.